Hey guys, it's Chase and we're here for episode 5. Why does everyone laugh every time I start that? You know what? That's it. As punishment, we will start recording these with a video camera.
It just shows how much fun we're having before we hit record.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows what? That's the mystery. If you can guess what we've been doing this whole time before we hit play, yeah. There you go. But no, season 2, episode 5, 2.5, we're here. Yeah, everybody doing good? Everyone feeling great?
Woo! Yeah.
Wow. So Caitlin's doing great. The other two are just a little...
I said yes.
Oh, yeah, Mike's just here. But yeah, this week's episode we will be talking about our favorite, I guess. Favorite, least favorite, overrated, underrated, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
You know, some movies that we just, maybe got a lot of hype behind it, or just a weird, awkward fan base that is cool to have, but just probably wasn't necessary. Because it kind of takes, I don't know. And then and not as because we didn't necessarily have to hate the movie, just one that we just felt like got too much, was too hyped up beforehand or whatever.
More praise than it deserved.
Yeah, exactly. And then ones that we felt like didn't get enough praise, it was in a theater, we saw it, we enjoyed, it didn't make a lot of money, or nobody knows what the hell it is when you say the name of it, or whatever. That's what we'll be discussing this week. So, but yeah, any movie-related things?
We've got Mad Max coming up.
Yes, Mad Max this weekend. We'll be doing a review, I'm sure, because we always do the reviews. We did the one on Maggie we saw, and Ultron we saw the week before that.
Right.
It's been a good couple weeks of movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, lots of good stuff out there to see.
Mm-hmm. And on that segue, we will be talking. Yeah, that's a pretty good segue. Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
We'll be starting with Overrated, and I just pretty much gave away mine, and it's not because I didn't like it, but my overrated movie I think is The Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Yes.
And I'm sorry if anybody listening disagrees with me. I'm not trying to poo-poo
I bet
anybody.
you more people than you think probably agree with you.
Yeah, because again,
Was it bad?
It wasn't bad. I like this movie. I of course love everybody in it. I thought James Spader played a good voice for Ultron.
You're a good voice.
You're a good voice, James Spader. But my issues with it, I think, the first one came out in 2012. So think of all the Marvel stuff we've had in between.
Yeah.
The Avengers.
A lot of really great ones.
We've had Captain America, Winter Soldier. We had Thor: The Dark World, which some people still kind of poo-poo, but I thought it was better than the first one. Mm-hmm. Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah.
Which is fantastic.
Which is great.
And far superior to anything.
Hey, listen here, man. Listen. Yeah, so that's Starla's underrated one. Even though it got like $1 billion. Yeah.
It's underrated by Chase.
Yeah. No, but I think between all those movies, they proved that you could have a well done story, cohesive story, and build characters and emotion, and you make you care for it. And the first Avengers even did that for the most part, And with this one, they've had 3 years to master a second ensemble of superheroes. And I think the problem was they had a lot of internal struggle, because they had their trailers were posting this one as a very dark Avengers movie, and a lot of people were bitching about it for being so dark.
Yeah, Ultron ended up being completely different.
Ultron wasn't anything like you thought it was.
I was tickled about it being dark.
Yeah,
because I like that when they do that in these superhero movies, because you think of superhero movies as being more campy and holy rusted metal Batman, that type of thing, and
That's
for them
what it was.
holy rusted metal Batman. Yeah, it was very jokey. And it had serious moments, and it had moments of struggle, and they're setting up some things with coming up Marvel movies, and my issue with it is Joss Whedon basically said he wanted a 3.5-hour movie. The studio was like, no, we want this shown in it. We don't want you to put this in there, and it just
they took it over.
It took a lot of stuff, and they do what studios do. Marvel Studios is great. They do a lot of great things. They proved it for the past several years, but they're very picky, and they know what they want. And I think you have somebody like Joss Whedon who was praised galore by Marvel with that first one. Mm-hmm. And with this one, they have more characters based off of the in-between movies that they've done.
Yeah.
And so it's like between those,
it's
getting very crowded. And this is why I'm so nervous for the Infinity Gauntlet stuff, because it's like...
they're going to add even more.
They're adding even more people.
Well, they gotta weed some people out.
Yeah, and not everybody's involved in that, but just like the main core plus, when the Guardians show up. And
Civil War looks like to be Avengers 2.5.
Yeah, pretty much, because it has a huge cast in it. But I'm hoping the focus is just on Captain America and Iron Man, and then has everybody else in between that to just be there.
Yeah.
But I think, back to Ultron, I think my issues with it was there's a lot of stuff that just didn't make sense. I'm capable of following the movie. And because I know because I'm a fan of it, I understand.
All right, if you say so.
If you truly say so. But I mean, like, I'm capable enough to put the pieces together that I don't know based off of other things. And I think, there's just scenes that they just felt were rushed. Like I talked to you guys a little bit before how
whatever it was.
Yeah, like Thor went away, was in that well, which they're setting up for the Thor 3 in Ultron, and then he shows up and he just knows how to fix Vision. I mean, I don't know because it just kind of happened. It just happened, and that. After that, I was just like,
Vision just needed a jump start.
Yeah, he's like a car. You got to put some electricity in him.
I read a review where they kept calling it his spa treatment.
Yeah,
he went away to the spa.
Yeah,
and relaxed, and then he knew what to do.
Yeah, he just knew what to do. Yeah, I know, it was pretty funny, but so there's that, and then there's with Ultron in the beginning, they introduce him, and then he's very rusty and weird because he's a broken Iron Man suit.
Yeah,
and then in the next scene you see him. It's not like he's in some cave brooding, or you're watching him rebuild himself. He is what he is. He's done, and then he's trying to recruit the twins.
Yeah.
And so you're just like, all right, like I'm still I know what I'm doing. I'm aware of what's going on, but I don't like it. And then I think with this one, the graphics weren't the effects weren't that bad, but they weren't as good as the first. Like people praise the effects and. In the first one, and then everything in between that, and then you see this one, it's like they didn't take a step back. It just
they didn't really move.
forward. You think at this point they could have done a little bit more.
Especially following Guardians and some of the stuff in there that was just amazing.
Yeah,
it's like, well then, what? They've got to have a bigger budget than Guardians did.
Oh yeah, they made it the first try. They made over $1 billion.
Yeah,
it's like the third.
So this isn't like
biggest movie of all time.
Mom and pop.
And this one is still going to make $1 billion. Like that's the thing.
It probably has by now.
It probably has. Yeah, and like again, this movie isn't bad. I enjoyed it. I really liked it. There's just things that I think just the hype, the studio interruption, some miscuts in the middle, and it could have been executed way better. And I think hopefully with Captain America versus Iron Man and Civil War, this one will have kind of. I'm not saying I need a dark superhero movie, but with so many how many jokes. I mean, Avengers had jokes, Guardians had jokes, this one had jokes, and the only really kind of more serious one was Winter Soldier. And I think with this one, it could be in a more serious way because again, in the comics, we all know Captain dies, so I don't want to hear joke. My favorite character's dead, because then like. That would break my heart. I want to see a good... Yeah, that's the joke. I want to see a good battle between these two. And I don't want it to be like,
Well, that's what the Russos are going to do. Infinity War.
Yeah, I heard about that, yeah.
And not everybody needs to be a comedian.
Yeah.
I mean, that's meant for, like, Tony Stark. We know he's funny. He's meant to be funny. That's how he diffuses situations.
Yeah.
And everybody else, maybe every now and then, but not like everybody pinging like Seinfeld or something. Everybody's got a joke. It just, y'all, just relax.
It's like, just chill.
My favorite parts where the whole group was together and, nothing was really going on. Like, where they're all trying to lift up his hammer. I thought that was
that
cool.
scene was great.
Everybody interacting.
Yeah, because they get to interact with each other and then like
payoff at the end.
Yeah, and I think the whole last 45 minutes was real good. I think you got to see more Hawkeye. He went from being the guy that everyone's like, kill him. We don't know, we don't care. Yeah. To people people don't want him to die because you got to see a little bit more of him, and they kind of set up where you thought Hawkeye was going to die, and so then they went the complete other way
and killed one of the best characters.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I think everyone wanted somebody to die. Like, fans are brutal. I think everyone wanted somebody to die so bad. Like, who can we kill and it not affect anyone?
Wouldn't you like to be that guy who got that news?
Yeah, I know. I know. Poor Kick-Ass. He didn't know what to do.
I think they filmed him where he did live in like different versions. They filmed the scene where he was at the very end.
And that could have been more studio stuff. He probably... apparently the dude who plays him, Aaron Taylor Johnson or whatever, he said that there was a scene that got cut out of the movie where him and Thor are interacting with each other a lot more.
Yeah.
And like Thor's cape catches on fire, something like that, and he runs around him and a bunch of times and puts it out. So I mean, there's lots of stuff they didn't. And Loki was supposed to be in it. He wasn't.
Yeah, he got cut.
And so I mean, there's lots of stuff. And then Joss Whedon apparently said he wanted to try to introduce Black Panther, which they go to his home area.
Wow.
They go to
that would have been a perfect
Wakanda.
chance to.
And and then because now he's just going to be in Civil War, and we're like, who the hell are you? And then and Spider-Man, they said something about him being in it, like maybe at the end scene, and instead they're like, nope, we're showing...
They had Oscorp, they had like an exterior shot of Oscorp that they just...
They was like, nah.
On the upswing, though, I thought Thanos looked better.
A little bit. He looked a little better. I just don't think it's necessary, because we remember Thanos from Guardians. We remember him from the first Avengers. That we won't see him again for 3 or 4 more years. So, I don't care about Thanos.
But he'll do it himself.
Yes. I'll do it myself.
He's tired.
Boy.
Boy. Yeah, so I'm not trying to be one of those people that's just hating on the movie, because as you can tell, I know y'all, people in here can't see, all the Marvel crap we have. I love Marvel, and I love the Avengers, and I liked this movie. I really enjoyed this movie. I just think the hype for it had,
they set the bar too high.
They set the bar too high, I think. Yeah. And it's okay. Not everybody can be great, but just don't do so much if you know what I mean? I don't know what the
don't do so well with Winter Soldier and Guardians.
Yeah, do bad with your baby movies. So when you do your big movies, right. And I'm not trying to take the whole time up, but there you go. So that's mine right there.
That's it for the podcast.
That's it for the podcast, guys. It's an hour.
The end.
Yeah.
And they all lived happily ever after.
All right, Caitlin, you're up.
Okay, so mine is complete opposite. It wasn't rushed. It was very lengthy. Mine was
enough about me.
God. Interstellar is my pick for the most overrated so far that pops up in my head when I hear overrated movie. That one, everybody was so excited about it. They made a big deal about it. Matthew McConaughey and Anne Hathaway, it was supposed to be a good movie, and it was so, like, I'm not even going to say on that one, I'm not going to be nice like him. I didn't really like it. I didn't like it.
I know. I understand why.
And you know what? There's power, though, in coming out and saying, you know what? I'm going to say that this popular movie wasn't good.
Yeah. I don't think it was good. I think a lot of people were disappointed by it. It was very long, and several of the scenes in there just didn't need to be there. They just drew out everything that could have been cut down to something much shorter and more enjoyable. But it's first of all, Anne Hathaway's character annoys me.
Yeah, her character was kind of...
She's just annoying the whole movie. She gets in the way. I feel like she ruins his life. Like, just for... She does. Like, I feel like he would not have continued on with it had she not been the way she was.
Her and her dad.
And her dad.
Yeah.
But she's part of it.
Started it because he knew what was going on in the first place.
Didn't she as well, though?
No. She didn't know either.
Oh, okay.
I'm not trying to... Yeah, it's not really spoiling anything, but... Yeah, she didn't know either. That's why, because at some point they show... Michael Caine doing a video message, and she's sitting there crying because she didn't know what the hell they were really there.
I thought part of it she knew about, and she was tricking him too.
Oh man, no,
I don't know, but I don't want to spoil anything for you guys. Yeah, I was not a fan of her character, and I thought that some of the story behind it was just really bad. Like, I don't know. It didn't make a lot of it. He'll agree with me. A lot of it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like, they just made it turn into some weird thing where you never would have expected it.
Then it turned into another movie, which is fine because that's what movies do. Mm-hmm. They start off one way, they get to somewhere else, and then it turned into a different movie. Like at the very end, it turned into something completely different.
Maybe it has nothing to do with what you've been watching this whole time. Yeah. Like, it's just odd. It doesn't make sense that how this all fits together.
Did he not know what he wanted it to be?
No, I think he was just trying to make a smart movie. And
it just had
maybe
it just had too it had too much involved.
Like, here's what I think. I think he had the right idea. He had the visuals. He had the story. And then I think somewhere in all the writing process, he goes, "But let's have a twist to it."
Yeah.
Like
and it was a twist that was unnecessary.
Shock people at the end, and it didn't need to be there. I think he could have made something. It would have made more sense had it been like 30 minutes shorter, maybe 45 minutes shorter.
Yeah.
No twist at the end.
And some twists can be good, but this wasn't good. It just made you sit there like, what did I just experience? What was it?
It ends and you're like, I get what he was trying to say, but how the hell did that happen?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Maybe because of his reputation and some of the other movies he's done, he's now trying to outdo himself.
I think he just tried to outdo himself, because the last things he did was the Dark Knight trilogy.
Yeah. Which was really good.
Great.
Yeah.
3 great movies.
Visually, it was great. It was beautiful. They did a really good job, but just the storyline was not very good. I didn't like how they focused. We both talked about this. How they focused on his daughter. He has a son and a daughter. They pay no attention to the son. All he cares about is the daughter. She's almost more of a star in the movie than he is. It feels like.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's just and she's annoying too.
I know.
Adds to your frustration.
It's like you understand why Matthew McConaughey is wanting to go on this mission, but then he has 2 kids that he's like, I don't know when I'm ever going to see them again. And
but let's do
he's
it.
Trying to save, but he's trying to save them. But really, by the time the stuff was going to happen anyway, his kids, in theory, would be old enough to not even matter. You know what I mean? Like everyone would care about.
He'd miss out on their whole life. Yeah. And then he might as well have just
stayed and dealt with it.
Yeah, thought smartly, stayed with them, and just when we all die, we all die. Not okay. Wouldn't it be better to die with your family than like, I don't know if or when I will ever see you again, but I'm gonna go try and save you.
Yeah.
It's
tough, man. Cause and again, I didn't hate the movie. I liked it. I thought it was okay.
I didn't hate it. I just.
No, it's too late.
Recording?
Yeah, I know.
I wasn't a fan. I was not a fan.
No, and like I said, I understand why. Because I think I'm a fan of Christopher Nolan. I get what he was trying to do. I think he tried to Inception us in space. And because Inception because like Inception, when we saw it, was great. We were like, oh, this is something new, and he created all this, and it gave you that kind of thing at the end where you're like, and I think he tried to recreate something similar to that, but in space. And
without Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Speaking of Inception, that was actually on a list of overrated movies.
I saw that too.
I did not agree with that. I was like, how is that overrated? That movie is just as great as everyone says it is.
It's a great movie. No, I love it.
We have a poster of it, a big poster hanging in our
I love
stairwell.
Yeah.
You gotta get that.
Yeah.
But, no, Interstellar, I think what saved it for me was the visuals. I think Matthew McConaughey did a really good job.
I can get you a book about space.
Yes, basically. I want an audio book of Matthew McConaughey reading space stuff. And a lot of people didn't like the music in it. They're like
really?
they're like it's Hans Zimmer pushing on an electric keyboard. And like if you just mashed all the keys together, that's what the music was. But I enjoyed it. It was very like intimidating and loud and.
Caitlin's like,
But no, it was, dude, because we started it at like 10. She started falling asleep in the last few minutes, and by the end of it, I was like freaking the hell out. I'm like, just end already.
It was too long of a movie. There was too much in it that didn't need to be there.
Like, I hate that.
It lost my attention.
Ready for the end.
Yeah.
But the director wasn't
over yet.
There was one thing that really annoyed me, and I don't want to say it because I don't want to spoil anything for you. But it's like...
Just say
We need to watch it.
You want me just to say
Go
it?
ahead.
Just say it.
Okay, well...
I have an idea what happens.
Well, here's the thing that annoys the piss...
I read what
This
happens.
really annoys the piss out of me. Last time he sees his daughter, she's like 11, right?
Uh-huh.
He's in space for her entire fucking life. Her entire life. And then he finally gets home... And he sees her, and she's like 90, or like she's in her hundreds because she froze herself just so if they find her dad, right? And so they find him. He's the same age. She's like 100 and something, and it's just like, oh, nice to see you, Murph. I'm gonna go find Anne Hathaway, and he's gone. He leaves, and his dying daughter, who's been missing for 90 fucking years of her life. That's my one F-bomb I can throw. And you just say hi, bye, and then leave again. God dang! Love your daughter on her deathbed. Love her.
Jeez,
do it.
There's some passion there.
That's
if we can get that out as a public service announcement.
But it wouldn't annoy me as much. It wouldn't annoy me as much if the whole focus is based on Murph and Matthew McConaughey's love for each other. That's what the movie is.
And at the end, he just doesn't care. That's what I'm talking about. Anne Hathaway ruins his entire life.
Yeah, from start to finish, it's his love for Murph. But he doesn't care at the end. It's
just junior high nods her when
he's
he
just like,
hey, what's
how
up?
you doing,
well, he didn't care. I feel like he stopped caring when he left too, because he could have gone back, but he didn't.
No,
he just kept going with the thing.
Well, part of it he couldn't though, because by the time on one of the planets it was like you're on there for an hour and it's 7 years, and this other place, and then they find out they're on the planet for like 3 hours, and so it's like shit. She's already 40. And so
she may as well
be dead.
Right.
No,
right?
because there was this one scene where it's like there's this one scene where they kind of mention when Murph is still little, like, you know, something about how he jokes about, you know, by the time I come home, you might be my age. And then there's like the scene where he's talking to her, or she may send a video to him, and she's like, you know, today's my birthday. I'm the age you were when you left. And so that was kind of neat. You know, that was all kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, he's crying because he wants to go home to Murph. And then he sees Murph finally, and she's 110 years old. Just love her.
What's young Murph?
You just love her.
Yeah, he wants baby size Murph.
Yeah. It's like, ugh. That was the one scene that really did annoy me.
Yeah. I understand, because you're waiting for that
payoff
of them being reunited, and it's just like, hey.
You're waiting on the payoff, and that was the payoff? God dang.
I think he should have chose this one, too.
I almost
almost did. He actually gave it to me,
but I gave it
because
to her,
he had a backup plan, and this was the one.
I had two that I was really going back and forth with.
Yeah.
And I almost chose Hobbit too. So like I had three that I was kind of going for, and then I was like, no.
I was having a hard time choosing, and he said that one. I was like, well, yeah, I agree with that. And he's like, well, you can have that one. I'll take a different one because I already have other ideas.
Because I wanted to choose movies I still like. I like the movies. I own them or will own them. And I'm a fan of them, but. This is why it's a little overrated for me.
Yeah. I understand that.
Because I don't want to choose a movie I don't like, because I could do that. I could bitch about a movie I don't like all the time. But I just want to choose one that I like. That way people aren't like, oh, you're just biased because you don't like it. You know. So.
With that in mind.
Starla, you're up. Let's hear it. Yeah, let's get to it.
Here we go.
I actually don't like this one.
No, yeah. I know, let's get ready. Starla had to take a sip of her drink.
I did, because I need my throat to be
It's like she had to wet her vocal cords for this one.
In honor of the upcoming sequel, I thought I would point out that Pitch Perfect is so overrated.
It's all about that money.
It's so upsetting. Oh my god. Okay. I'm telling you, first of all, I need to bring this up.
Let's hear it.
I was in high school when Ace of Base became popular.
Oh no.
I heard the sign enough then. I don't need to hear now an a cappella group do the sign over and over and over. And I get that's part of what's supposed to be like, oh, you know, they're doing this tired old song. But that song, oh my god, it really is tired. And I don't care if you mash in another cool old song, Anna. It's not enough. It's not enough. And the vomiting, first of all, I'm very upset about, I don't know why it's so funny to everybody. I'm so done with big vomit jokes. I'm so done with people vomiting on each other. I'm done with vomit angels. I'm done with it all.
Vomit angels, that
did bother me.
Yeah, I was like, what is the point of this?
It's so disgusting. Yeah. It's so disgusting. The dance moves aren't interesting. The songs aren't enough for me. I don't care if you're having some sort of little sing-off thing. That's not enough for me. It's not funny. I'm tired of laughing at fat people because they're fat. I'm done with it.
But she's Fat Amy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And it's hilarious. It's so cutting edge. A fat person not exercising. I'm over it.
Damn.
I can say that because I've been there. But that was no news to me. It's no news to anybody who's had weight on them. Sometimes that's just the case. You're not exercising. I'm just...
Well, it's like we've talked about. People think that they have to be heavy to be funny, and that's why some people end up dying because they just don't lose weight. They don't exercise like actors and comedians because they think people won't like them if they're not heavy anymore.
Jonah
because that's
Hill.
what people make
I'm
fun of is
that
they're being goofy because they're heavier. They make jokes about themselves being heavy, and it's not funny.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing with her. That's her whole joke. I'm big. Look at me.
I'm big.
I've got to consult my notes because I've got
Chapter
so
1,
much
why
venom.
being fat in a movie is awful.
And
Chapter
let's
2,
be real with each other.
Huge.
This right here is like if Glee after the 3rd season and Bridesmaid had a baby.
Yeah.
But a slow baby.
Wow. Shit.
It didn't exactly live up to expectations.
Wow. Jesus Christ.
You're
stepping on a whole new territory there.
I don't think...
First you make fun of fat people, then slow babies.
People don't take this out on me. Please, love me.
no. I mean this.
A theoretical slow TV show.
Yeah.
Movie. Yes.
I'm not talking about actual slow babies. I'm talking about in this movie as a baby of the creators is a disappointment.
Yes.
It's quite literally
it's
slow.
Glee season 5.
The storyline, I don't care. I think Becca's awful. I think she's rude.
Yeah, dude.
I don't care about her becoming anything because I don't like her. And I don't like creepy shower singing scenes. Why are you creeping on me in the shower because I'm singing? That's awkward. It's a very weird movie. It's very strange. And if people gripe about it, what I've found in my little bit of research, it's like everybody just attacks them. This movie is their baby, and it's not. It's not a great movie, y'all. I appreciate that, people think that if you're a girl, you have to like it. Because it's got to be about women's lib. Because a bunch of girls are together and they're winning a contest. It couldn't be further from that. They are so oppressive to themselves with the stewardess outfits. That's perfect. That's perfect. She's looking for hot girls to join the choir. That's relevant. Because when you're wanting to win a singing competition, we must go for looks first, not vocal cords. And this, let's be real, it's in a college, so this is before you're trying to make money for a record label, so you can actually have talent. You don't have to be hot. So, and then they get Fat Amy. How is that? And the little vomit angel girl, she makes no noise, but they've got her. This movie makes no sense. It makes no sense. And the best thing in it was homeboy from Workaholics, and then they got rid of him. So then he goes away, and it's all over then. It's all over then.
That was the end of the movie.
Love him.
No, but you know what I mean? So then for the big finale of the movie, he's not even there. So now I gotta keep on caring?
You're supposed to.
You don't have to.
And I don't see that Becca did that much to be like the savior and the ringleader of the group. No, not really.
She really didn't do anything.
No. Except for gripe and... No, and I'm not... Let me say this. I'm not at all impressed by you tapping on a cup and singing. I appreciate that was your audition, and it's really cool, and everybody enjoys it, and now everybody with a solo cup and who can carry a couple of notes is out there singing and beating on it. But it's not enough
and
for me.
And the cup, too.
And I'm going to be absolutely honest with you here, and I want everybody who loves this movie to really think about it.
Have you not been honest with us before?
So, we've got one character who's constantly talking about really good movies. You know why? Because he needs you to associate a really good movie with this movie. So, why do we keep hearing songs from Breakfast Club and seeing scenes from Breakfast Club and Breakfast Club, Breakfast Club? Because that is a really good movie. And it represents a group of oddballs and how they relate to each other, and it's characters you care about. Because they know that you don't care about the characters in their movie, so let's bring up a good movie, and let's talk about it all the way through, so you're sure to walk away going, you know what, Breakfast Club was good.
That's a pretty good trick.
I really like Pitch Perfect.
I think it was intended to make you appreciate their characters like you appreciate the ones from Breakfast Club.
I don't care how many times you
like it's a trance.
Anna Kendrick near Judd Nelson pumping his fist. I don't like her. I don't like it. I don't want any part of it. Now we got a second one coming out.
I feel like you're yelling at me right now. Like I need to go lay down.
We got a second one coming out.
Yeah, I know. Sarah likes to look at me and talk shit about movies.
But do you get what I'm saying?
Okay. Knowing how your
knowing
your personality and how you feel about these classic movies, and all that stuff, I understand why you don't like this movie. I'm not against you liking this movie. I get it. I enjoyed it. I don't take it as seriously as I think you probably are, but because it's pitch perfect, I don't think anybody thought it was going to be anything. But I go for it for what it is. You know, it's
awful.
No, something that I think is going to be kind of lame, kind of out there, make stupid jokes, make fat jokes because that's all she can do really. And all
honestly,
that stuff. So I go into it just, and you know me, I like smart movies.
If you want to see
good comedies, But with this one, I went into it watching it going, you know what? I'm going to watch it for what it is. And it was okay. I enjoyed it for what it was.
I can't get back that time in my life. If I want to see a ragtag group of misfits singing songs and getting to know each other and relating to each other and winning a prize at the end, Glee season 1 to 3.
True.
It's all told for you there.
Well,
After
that's why
that,
I think that's why they're trying to capitalize on that. But they try to capitalize on it when Glee slipped balls anyway.
So this movie is like, okay, let's get all the things that worked about different movies, trying to mash them into one movie, and hopefully it'll work for us. I don't like burritos being thrown at people. I don't like any of it.
That was funny. Come on, she got that thrown at her, and she's like, oh! It was pretty good. She's like, I've been shot. Come on. They're laughing because it's good, man. Come on.
They're laughing because your impersonation's
That was your chance.
Your impersonation's pretty good.
That was your chance to see a big fat burrito hit a big fat broad.
I've been heavy set and I liked Mexican food, so I've seen that.
Okay, but let's be real. You are not and have never been Fat Amy.
Just relax, alright?
But you're saying you would pass up the chance to watch somebody throw food at her?
Yes.
Why? I don't know, man. I'm paying $1 for that.
Let me tell you, after the opening scene in the projectile vomit, I was like, oh God, I don't even want to watch this. I don't even want to go any further.
I will say, though, and this isn't going to help your case for the second one, I did hear they switched a lot of the throw-up jokes for fart jokes.
Oh, that's perfect. Because
She's like, hell yeah!
We don't have to tell everyone.
I mean, really,
is
this all we've had? Is this all we have when we're talking about a movie that unites women? We've got,
they're making women men.
They've evaporated all of the Black Widow merchandise. She doesn't exist.
Well, I think...
And now...
Yeah, Black Widow merchandise. I think what they're trying to do is...
Bridesmaids.
Yeah, they're trying to show that girls can be just as sloppy and vulgar and dirty.
And we can, and that's fantastic, but I don't need 2 movies worth of unlikable characters being gross. They're not... That's the thing about Bridesmaids. It had gross parts in it, but the characters were likable. This, I don't like them. So that's the worst case scenario, is someone who's disgusting that you don't like. Why would you want to hang out with them for any length of time?
Everyone out there, think of the most disgusting person in your life, and then try to watch them or hang out with them for 2 hours.
Did you have someone in mind, Starla?
Yeah, she's looking at me when she's... she's describing all this looking right at me.
It's terribly, terribly overrated. And not really enjoyable. I
do agree with you in the fact I do believe it's overrated.
I agree it's overrated.
I do enjoy it.
Yeah.
Aww.
I would say it's not that bad. It's not my favorite movie, and it is overrated, but yeah. I don't think
with
it's
the overrated
awful.
thing, yeah, I totally agree the overrated thing. And I also agree that Becca is not a likable main character.
No, she's not.
She's not.
She's not.
She's not. She's bitching about everything from start to finish.
I think Brittany Snow was the most likable
character.
Yeah,
Brittany Snow, and I actually, God help her, Fat Amy was pretty funny. I do agree also, I don't like that they feel like the best way to get a laugh is to make fun of someone at their expense.
Like, okay, Rebel was in Bridesmaids.
Yeah. And
it wasn't, not all the jokes that she was involved in were about her being heavy.
No.
It was like about her being stupid. Yeah. Or, just disgusting habits or that type of thing. But it was stuff that it didn't pigeonhole her in just one kind of joke. And that was more acceptable to me.
Yeah.
Give her a little bit of variety, because I do think she can be very funny. I just hate that the joke is she's fat.
Yeah. But, I mean, they had... I know we all were talking about the Honest
trailer. We put her around
a
bunch of really skinny people. Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah, and I know we were talking about the Honest trailer. It's like you have the unlikable main character, the quiet Asian, the heavyset white girl, the bitch, and then you have, all the other in-betweens. Because that's what they typecast them as. Mm-hmm. And so I think they tried something, a lot of people... And what's funny is it was the word of mouth. Nobody planned on seeing this damn movie. I didn't even see it in the theater. I saw it when it came out on DVD and stuff.
And so I only saw it because of you.
Yeah, and I had no interest in it. And then I watched it just cuz, and it was actually pretty funny. So I'm like, I don't know, Starla's like, no.
He shamed the family crest.
I shamed the family crest. But it is.
No, to each his own. I get
people,
that there's
people
a
exaggerate
need.
Things.
There's a need for something like this. Rent Bridesmaids.
Well,
if you're wanting a little bit of female empowerment drama, Steel Magnolias. I'll give you all the advice you need. You don't have to go this route.
Before 2010.
Yeah.
Everything after that.
Ragtag group of misfits. Take the movie's advice and rent Breakfast Club. Because clearly they think it's the better movie. You should too.
Yeah, if you want to watch this one, don't watch Breakfast Club.
Never before has a movie talked so much about other movies.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
All that was missing was Beatrice kiddo watching this movie with her kid, and then it would have been perfect.
Wow. Yeah, that's a flashback to an old podcast episode.
Kill Bill.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I agree.
Because I was watching them watch Breakfast Club while I'm watching Pitch Perfect.
I agree. I agree with why you don't like it. I can understand completely. I just think if you, I just try not to be as hard on some. There's movies. Okay, there's movies that are mainstream that I'm like, I'm gonna be rough on this movie. And then this one's like Pitch Perfect, where I know what it's gonna be, and I go into it, and I think my expectations for it was so low that when I watched it, I was like, all right, it was okay. Like, it was better than I thought it was gonna be. So I'm just like, okay.
Chase is the kinder, gentler me.
Yes. It was so low. Yeah.
I'm abrasive.
Yeah.
But I'm passionate.
Yes. Passionate.
And let's be honest, I love to bitch. And
you
so
do.
when I don't like things,
well, and you know what? I've
known
you didn't like this movie, so I'm actually glad you picked it, because sometimes it's nice to just vent about the movie you don't like.
Yeah. Especially since I can't go anywhere without seeing a poster for the second one.
The page is back.
And can I just also say, I kind of was like looking at her when we went to Target, because they have the Pitch Perfect re-release where it's a sing-along edition, but that's the only thing new about it. It's $20 for a movie you can buy that's not sing-along for $7. That's the same movie.
And the price has never gone down. We have not seen that movie any cheaper than $7.
It's
been out for how many years now?
Few years,
yeah.
2 or 3.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's been out
more
for a little
than
bit.
that.
It's capitalizing.
No, it came out, was it the same year as Bridesmaids or the year after Bridesmaids?
I think it was after.
Yeah. So, about 2012? So,
that's about right.
So, it just...
Maybe.
It just... God.
Yeah. And really, honestly, if you want to sing The Sign, you can get an Ace of Base CD for like $2.
But I don't recommend it, because that song...
That came out in 2012.
There it is. So, I mean, that song just annoys the hell out of me anyway.
Yeah.
Like, that song started playing, I was like... And then she vomited, and the thing about the vomiting scene in the beginning, I wasn't, like, laughing about that. I was just like, holy shit!
It's
because
shocking.
it was just like...
It's
like,
shock value.
When you're watching that movie for the first time, you're not expecting... They said, all over the place.
You know what? Let's get the most delicate, dainty-looking girl in the group and have her vomit all over everybody. That's hilarious.
And she plays the racist, evil lady in True Blood. So, all right. Well, there it is. Starla got her Pitch Perfect on.
Okay,
all right, Michael,
I'm in a better place
let's bring this
now.
room up a little bit. Yeah, she's in a better place. All right, let's do it.
All right, my overrated movie. Surprisingly, is an Oscar-winning movie. I picked
Pitch Perfect 2.
I picked Forrest Gump.
Good movie.
So, and it's the same thing as Ultron.
Yeah.
It's I think it's a good movie. I don't think it should have won 6 Oscars.
Yeah.
They bought it, man. They gave him tickets to share.
I thought it was. I just thought it was too gimmicky. Because the whole thing was putting him in all these different parts of history. He's with Nixon. And he's in Vietnam, and now he's, at this protest, and it was just like, oh, we could put him in here. How many
Where's the historical thing up to that point that we could just be like here?
Right.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of done with it at that point. But I mean, I looked up the other films that came out, and Pulp Fiction, Shawshank also came out that year. So I thought those two were much better movies.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Then you got Morgan Freeman up for Best Actor, and John Travolta. So. Yeah. And I love Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks is great.
I trust Tom Hanks, but
yeah, I would.
This is my least favorite. One of my least favorite Tom Hanks roles.
Movies.
Yeah.
And haircuts.
And I've seen.
Dude, that bowl cut was one of the worst.
I've seen Joe versus the Volcano, and that movie.
What the hell is that?
It's a very not wonderful Tom Hanks movie.
Cheesy Tom Hanks movie. Meg Ryan's in it. She plays 3 different people. Yeah. He gets hired by a corporation to go jump into a volcano.
What?
And he likes that one better. Think of this.
Wow.
Than Forrest Gump.
So. I think with Forrest Gump.
You were almost named Forrest, by the way. We need to go ahead and mention that. And it was prior to Forrest Gump coming out. Yeah. So your life would have been devastated for a few years there.
Yeah. Jesus. Thanks for that save.
You would have been, what, 3 or 4?
Yeah, because when it came out on video, Mom had a Forrest Gump party. And we all had to wear
I have a picture where I'm holding
baseball hats and eat chocolates.
Yeah, there's a picture of me on Facebook where it's me as a kid holding a box of chocolates.
What if your name had been Forrest? It would have been perfect.
Yeah. Did you have
I might kill myself.
Did you have a
that
leg
could be
brace?
your Christmas card.
Mama didn't buy me shoes. Mama didn't take me anywhere. Mama used to beat me with rubber hose, call me a retard.
What's that?
Wow.
And I don't even know what accent that was.
Was that in the movie?
I don't know.
No, it clearly not. I've only seen it like once, so that's why I'm just like concerned here.
I thought it was. No. Maybe not.
You know, it had its good moments. You know, his speech. You know, at her grave, I thought was really nice.
Yeah. And Haley Joel Osment is a little kid.
Yeah.
No, but let's just say real quick. Jenna was not good at all.
Was a bitch.
She was evil person.
She was horrible to him.
She was awful to him.
She was.
So I don't.
Yeah.
Give her AIDS. Give her AIDS 2 times. Screw her, man. For real. You have this little crippled boy who falls in love with this girl as a kid, and then he's just like.
He follows her everywhere.
And she abuses him. Yeah. Not like literally, but
like, I guess it was kind of showing. You know, he just bumbled along into these really great experiences because he was genuine, you know, to people, whereas she was trying to use people and you know, ended up in all these horrible situations.
Yeah, look where it got her.
You know, so it's just kind of showing how their lives started out from the same place, but they went in such opposite directions, but ended up in the same place together at the end. That was actually their kind of story was one of the more enjoyable parts. I didn't enjoy ping pong or any of that. I'm done with that.
Gumbo shrimp.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed Gary Sinise. I liked him a lot.
Yeah, he did good.
But I feel like like you said. Oh my God.
Lieutenant Dan ice cream. That's pretty.
This is
Lieutenant
the worst
Dan ice cream.
The worst thing that came out of Forrest Gump is all the idiots running around impersonating it.
Because I just like he gets loud. Lieutenant Dan ice cream. Yeah. Lieutenant Dan ice cream.
I mean,
would you like to choose a different movie now, Michael?
I know. Michael's like, you know what? I take that back. We're good. We're good, Forrest. We're good.
Too late.
But it's like you said, it's a good movie, but it did not deserve all the awards over Shawshank.
I mean, no, Shawshank Redemption was the better movie. I think it deserved all of that. But I think what they did was, you know, we all know how they all do. You know, that one was more upbeat in a way. Like
it had more light on it.
Yeah, it was a lighthearted, dark, lightheartedness. And he was much more Tom Hanks, you know, as Forrest Gump was more of a.
And he just won for
relatable, you know.
And he just won for Philadelphia before.
So
just kind of on.
I think he was on a roll. And Shawshank, I think it was they just get scared of dark subjects, like you know what I mean. They get very scared of things like that.
But man, Shawshank's great.
It is a good movie. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
Yeah.
You would like it. It's
I haven't seen that.
Pretty dark, but it's a good movie.
Short story by
Stephen King. Yeah.
It's really
great. It's not like a horror thing.
Yeah.
No.
So I mean, and Tom Hanks has been in far better movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you ask, I mean, a lot of people recognize him from Forrest Gump.
Which is a tragedy in and of itself.
Because he's been in a lot. One that you're going to talk about. It's like a lot of. He's been in a lot of stuff.
Really great stuff.
And Tom Hanks, I've never had any issue with him.
You don't hear anything bad about him.
Yeah, I've heard he's just a great dude. He seems very genuine and funny.
Yeah.
And I think I am happy that he won that, but I do agree Forrest Gump is a great movie, but some people talk about how that's a master, it's the perfect movie.
No.
And I just, it's a good movie. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
No one's ever going to
doubt it. It's enjoyable.
Yeah.
But you know what? I saw it back when we had our Forrest Gump party, and I have not seen it since.
Really?
That was fine.
We're watching it tomorrow.
That was plenty. Sometimes you see a movie and you go, all right, that's plenty.
Sometimes there's that movie.
I don't need to ever revisit this.
There's that movie that I haven't seen in years, but I'll watch it just to refresh my memory on it. Like, there's movies that I probably haven't watched since I was a kid, and I watch them as an adult later, and I'm like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so good pick. So everyone in the comment section, let me know you're overrated, Okay. So yeah, all right, we'll get to the next subject then. Everyone feel good about that first round?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, perfect.
Kind of sleepy.
Yeah, we're a little tired. You know what? I think that one, we wanted to get that one out of the way because that was the one we're going to bitch about the most. We always seem to cut shorter when it's one we like.
It's a good thing, yeah.
We're not comfortable with happiness.
Yeah. I'm sitting here smoking my cigarette, talking about all of you.
You need to get a bumper sticker that says that, Starla. I'm not comfortable with happiness.
Yeah.
I do. I'm gonna market that.
Pitch perfect my
trademark.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. You heard it here first, y'all. All right, so yeah, underrated movies. When you think about a rated movie, it would be one that you saw in the theater, maybe wasn't promoted heavily, didn't make a lot of money. You watched it, it was great, and people don't know what it is, or they just, it didn't get the praise it deserved. And mine that I'm choosing is one that I actually chose for my favorite movie of 2013. It's one we saw in the theater, and it is Disconnect. Yeah. And I know I heard all of you go, what? What is that? Yeah. But basically, it's actually very smart for what it is. It has Jason Bateman playing in a serious role, Alexander Skarsgård, Paula Patton, what's her face? I have the IMDb page so I can remember her name. Hope Davis.
Yeah.
But basically, it's like 4 different stories, but they all connect together. But it's very, it has like this husband and wife who they lost a child, and they're both just so very down. And she's been talking on this chat room, so it's like, and then their account gets hacked and somebody steals all their money. So there's that story, and then it has this kid who's very depressed, very kind of emo, doesn't really get, whatever, and these kids pick on him and do this thing to him, where he feels like he has to try to kill himself, and so that's very depressing. And it's all based off of like interactions on the internet. How technology kind of runs you. And then that kid's dad is a lawyer who's always on his phone, who's always working, doing this stuff, and he's just never really paying attention. And then you have the kid. What's his name? Hang on, real quick. Oh no, where is it? Oh no, I had it.
Technical difficulties.
Max Terriot or whatever. I can't remember his name, but he's in he's in the new Bates Motel. He plays. He's
Norman.
No, he's not Norman. He plays his brother. You know who I'm talking about.
I think so.
I can't. Here's his face. There you go.
I've seen him.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. He's been in lots of movies. He was in Chloe. He was in lots of movies. Jumper, he played the young Hayden Christensen, He's been in a lot of stuff. But basically, he's 18, but he does like internet, not porn, but he does like those private cams.
Yeah, like adult.
Yeah, adult chats.
Yeah.
And so then like he's doing the adult chat rooms, and then this news reporter is trying to talk to him and figure out where the location is. Is he being forced to do this? All this other information about him. And that is another thing about technology. It's very smart for what it is. The music's great in it. The acting was great in it. I think it's one that people need to see. It's very good. It's a very good movie. I remember leaving the theater just being like shocked at how good it was, because we didn't really know a whole lot about it. We saw one or two, and based off those 1 or 2 trailers, we're like, well, let's go do it.
Isn't Frank Grillo in that too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's in it. Yeah, he plays the dad of one of the kids.
Yeah, a lot of the dark side. Of all this social media technology.
Yeah, and then it just gets, and then there's this one scene at the very end that's just very kind of smart where they all mix it all together. Yeah. And a lot of these lives mix together, like the kid who bullied the lawyer's son who tried to kill himself is the cop who's trying to help the couple figure out who stole their money. Yeah. And everyone's just intertwined with each other. Yeah. And it's very
disconnected.
Disconnected,
from each other.
Yes, exactly. Yep. They're disconnected from each other, but they're all connected. Yeah. And it's a very, very well done movie. Yeah, it was great. And I think people need to see it. And it's been a while since I've seen it, so I need to watch it. We need to show you that one because it's a really good movie. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if you haven't seen it, do check it out. That's all I gotta say about it. Yeah, Disconnect. There it is. Well done. All right. Now let's talk about Age of Ultron again real quick. All right, Caitlin, you're up. Underrated.
Okay, my underrated movie is... stop it. You're telling me to move closer to the mic.
No, that's not what I was doing.
Jeez. Okay. No, my favorite underrated movie that I've seen, it was actually this year, is True Story, which is based on a true story with Jonah Hill and James Franco. And we hadn't heard anything about this movie. We hadn't seen any trailers, nothing. We just wanted to go see a movie, so I was looking at AMC trying to figure out what was out. And that one was out, and there was like maybe 2 showings of it. It wasn't playing at any other theaters, nothing. Wow. And they put it in like the small theater and everything. They weren't...
And I quote Caitlin,
it smells like piss.
Yeah. Wow. I couldn't even get cat out. You had to be piss.
That was always nice.
I couldn't let you quote me. I had to say it myself.
Piss! And that sounds like you have Tourette's.
Why do the small theaters always smell like pee?
I don't know. It was awful.
No one goes in there. They don't clean it.
People just take it for the bathroom.
Yeah.
They put it in the sad theater that no one wants to be in.
I pee on you.
But despite being in the sad theater, it was a great movie. It's based on a true story about the guy who. Do you remember his real name?
I forgot.
I'm trying to remember what it was. Something Longo.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I can't remember his name.
Is it Chris Longo?
No, I don't remember what it is.
Something. Yeah. Anyway, the guy basically he's on trial for murdering Christian Longo. So I was close.
Very close.
He basically is on trial for killing his entire family, and Jonah Hill. I was gonna say John. John Hill. Jonah Hill. He plays this character who's a reporter for the New York Times, and he recently lost his job because he basically made up a story. He took several stories and put it together like it was one about one person, and they were like, "You can't do that." They were very unhappy with him and fired him. And he gets a call. He's calling everybody trying to find jobs with different papers, and then he gets a call from someone saying, "Hey, we want to hear your take on the Christian Longo story, and we want to know, when he was." When we took him in, I can't think of the word I'm looking for. He said that he was he said he was you. He said he was Michael Finch, and he doesn't know why. He's never met the guy, doesn't know anything about him, and so he's like wants to go meet with him. He sends him a letter and says, "Hey, would you be willing to meet with me? I want to talk to you about this." And the guy responds to him, and basically they start having these meetings. And he's trying to figure out whether the guy actually killed his family or not because he wants to write a story on it. He ends up wanting to write a book to get back on his feet that way. And he can't tell if the guy is messing with him, if he's lying, or if he's telling the truth.
Because he'll keep saying things like, I only want to talk to you. I only want to tell you what's going on.
Yeah, and you can't publish your book until after the trial's over. Yeah. So whether or not, even if he was innocent and was found guilty, he's like, I don't care. What I tell you is only to be told to you. I don't want anyone else to know.
But he kept saying things like, I only want to tell you, so like that. But then he would be like, I'm not ready to tell you yet. And so every time they meet, he's like, I don't want to tell you. I don't want to tell you. I don't want to tell you. I'm not ready yet. I don't want to.
And it was very hard to tell what was going on, but like how if he did it or not, because he didn't really show a lot of emotion about it, but there was times where he's just like, I just can't talk about that right now. But so you're wondering, is he hurting
he just trying
because
to, like, hide it?
Is he hiding it, or is he hurting because something happened to his family and he's on trial and he's just in shock, or
because him and Jonah Hill are playing like this word association game, at some point, and then he says something like, "Look, before I sit here and do all this with you, like, are you guilty of what you're in jail, like what you're arrested for, like?" And he just is, doesn't want to talk about it. And then he kind of gets this idea in Jonah Hill's head, like, maybe he's protecting somebody else, like somebody else did it, and he's just there for the blame for it. And he's like, well, then why'd you run? Like, if you didn't kill your family, why'd you run away to get away from people. He was like, what would you do and stuff like that. And so, I mean, lots of stuff makes sense,
It's very hard to tell what was going on, and I like that kind of suspense factor. Yeah. And then also he makes you try and wonder if he's messing with Jonah Hill, like if something's bad is going to happen to him because of him getting him involved. Yeah. Like there's all these really sketchy moments where you're like, is he going to do something to him?
There's this one thing where like the trial thing. So like it's not the actual trial yet, but it's to see if he's guilty and if there needs to be a trial. The hearing. Yeah. So they kind of made this joke in between where Jonah Hill's like, oh, it's you wink. It's like a wink to somebody, like the way if you needed the in the book where you put a wink to someone, to nod to someone else. Yeah. And so like he gets found guilty or whatever, and then James Franco stands up, turns around and looks at Jonah Hill.
He used something he said. He used Jonah Hill's words of something they had been talking about. He basically used what he told him.
Yeah.
And so then you're wondering, is he
he's using Jonah Hill to help him look more innocent.
Yeah, you can't really tell, and then he gets up and he turns and winks at him.
Yeah,
and you're like, oh, what's going to happen to him?
Yeah, he winks at Jonah Hill, and Jonah Hill's like,
and we're not going to tell you what happens, but it just stresses you out.
This awful person who killed his wife and kid.
Yeah.
Or kids, and it's like, oh shit, I'm helping him.
But you
don't know if that's what's happening or not because because James Franco doesn't change how he is at all.
There's no way of knowing until the end, and we didn't even know it was a true story until the very end.
Yeah, we went to see it, and then the very end it's like showing what's happening with real people now or whatever. And like, oh crap.
So it was very cool. It was definitely underrated, and I think everyone should go see it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. And James Franco actually even said in an interview, he's like, he likes to get very connected to the characters he's about to play. He's like, this is the one character I really tried not to connect with.
Yeah.
And he said because he said he watched the entire trial video of the real dude and just felt very creeped out the entire time.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was very creepy in this movie. James Franco
during the movie, I would look at her and be like, James Franco, I think is really like this.
Yeah, he gives off that
vibe. Yeah. Because it seemed like he'd be like funny and like very harmless, but there's a couple things in it. I'm like, creepy. A little creepy, a little darker than he's trying to let on. Like it's very weird, but good movie. So either I guess at this point it's probably not even theater anymore. Like it was.
Maybe
I'm not sure.
Theater?
Maybe. Yeah. So we should all go see it, or y'all need to see it, or when it comes out, buy it or rent it. We'll buy it and we can all watch it. But it's a good movie.
It is very.
It really is a good movie. Cool. All right, Starla, you're up.
Hey. Well, since we represented overrated Tom Hanks, I'll do an underrated one, which is 1989's The Burbs.
Not jokes. Okay.
It is fantastic.
It's genius.
If you haven't heard of it, it's basically Tom Hanks is an everyman on a week's vacation.
Everyman.
And during his vacation, he and his neighbors become convinced that the neighbors living directly next to him, the Klopeks, are murdering people or involved in a satanic cult or something is going on with them.
Yeah.
Their lawn's dead. They're in the backyard digging during rainstorms at night. It's just a lot of creepy, suspect things going on.
Yeah.
And you really, it's like True Story in that you don't know if they're really doing something awful or if everybody is just letting their paranoia get away with them.
I love things like that, which is really hard to tell. You're like, are they messing with me or not?
Because it's like, okay, everything they do is really creepy, but they might just be hermits who don't want to deal with all their neighbors.
They're crazy neighbors.
But there's great people in it. Carrie Fisher's in it. Bruce Dern. Corey Feldman in a rare, very good moment in his...
Mr. Rumsfeld!
But they've got a lot of really great one-liners that are very clever, and every character... This is a movie where a lot of zany characters actually, they care about each other, and their quirkiness works.
Yeah, because they're like a little... They're a suburbic...
They live on a cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
And the entire movie is set in that neighborhood. They never leave the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And just Tom Hanks and the way he can be just so kind of just very calm but not. He just has a very good way of being a normal dude in a abnormal situation. And just watching him get slowly more and more paranoid about what's going on with his neighbors. And is it that he's crazy or that they're crazy? And Henry Gibson, who we mentioned recently with Charlotte's Web, he did the voice of Wilbur, is one of the Klopeks.
Doctor.
And so it's such a great movie. I mean, and then, of course, it's directed by Joe Dante, who, if you're not familiar with his work, did Gremlins, The Howling, Piranha from 1978, the Twilight Zone movie.
Oh, brilliant.
So he's done lots of really wonderful things.
He's a good dude.
And I mean, you just can see yourself if you live in suburbia, and you know how it is. Yeah. You can see yourself in this type of thing where you're watching out your window and kind of seeing what's going on.
Your neighbor watching, and you're just like,
your imagination kind of runs wild.
Yeah. Shit, we do that now with half our neighbors. Yeah. Like, look at that guy over there. What do you think he's up to?
Yeah. It's news, the dog crapping in someone else's lawn, and those type of things. And a little fun fact for Chase here, especially.
Hey.
Queenie, the little poodle that's in The Burbs, is also Precious from Silence of the Lambs. Same dog.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Dude, mind blown. Just put the dog in the fucking basket.
I knew he'd be so excited about that. I know. But so
brilliant.
Little Queenie had
Don't you hurt that dog!
Had quite a little career for herself.
Look at that.
So it's really great. If you enjoy Tom Hanks comedy from the 80s, he did some really awesome stuff, and this is one of his best ones. I mean, you could have a whole podcast just on his underrated stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Money Pit, all those are great.
Money Pit's great.
It's genius.
But The Burbs
for anybody who gets frustrated with moving, like that is just or home renovation.
Yeah.
Oh man, Money Pit is so great.
I always tell Michael that part of why I fell in love with him is he kind of reminds me of Tom Hanks in the way he deals with disappointment, because it's just this swift and blinding sarcasm, and that's what I love about him.
No, it's not.
Nope, no.
And
I love
The
to rip his
Burbs
ass for it, but I love it.
Is very good at being genuinely creepy at points and hilarious at other points.
Yeah.
So it's really good kind of comedy, mystery, horror. It's
Pinocchio.
It does it well, yeah.
Yeah.
Just tackles him
It
to the
came
ground.
with the fade.
It came with
and I know, and of course the brownie line I'm not going to do because I'm trying to be nice.
Sonny. I love that.
It's a really great movie.
Just eat
The
that.
Burbs. See? I can be pleasant.
It's all about the money.
And to bring it back to another one that Michael mentioned not too long ago, Joe Dante also did The Explorers.
That's right.
Hey,
Yeah, so
lots
of really great movies.
No, and The Burbs is great. We all watched The Burbs, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
I had already seen it before that
That's
too.
right. That's
right.
Did you see Money Pit?
No.
Oh,
that's one. Yeah.
That's the next one.
You would appreciate that one. That one's great.
That one's fun.
Because Tom Hanks said that same kind of thing in that too. It's like
it
starts off
in
very
a
happy.
bad situation.
This couple trying to get into this house, and just
worse.
gets worse and worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
And just things falling apart, and he's just like, ugh, God.
Testing him.
Yeah, I just.
You can relate to Tom Hanks in these situations.
I will say though that tub scene is probably one of the greatest movie scenes of all time. Because they're filling up that water. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she needs to see it.
She needs to see it.
You'd love it.
All right, Michael, you're up. Let's end it.
Okay.
No, literally, let's end it, Michael. We don't have any time left.
The end.
The end.
My favorite underrated movie was Death Becomes Her.
Yes!
From 1992.
I was one. That was a good year.
Lord.
Yeah.
So it's about these two women who've known each other for a long time, and they fight over just about everything.
Yeah, they're frenemies.
Frenemies.
So you've got Madeline Ashton, and her friend calls her Mad, and then you've got Ernest.
Yeah.
You know, there's your Ern, and then you've got Helen. So Madder than hell. So they're always trying to one each other.
That's great.
Madeline steals Helen's boyfriend, Bruce Willis. pretty much ruins his life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're always trying to remain young, look young and everything. So they each take this potion that makes them live forever, but they don't take care of themselves. So I think Madeline breaks her neck.
Yeah. It's basically no matter what happens to you, you continue to live.
Yeah.
So even if your body's decaying.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, yeah, because I mean, they didn't say that in the description.
Yeah.
You're gonna keep your skin and your body will still do bad things, but you won't die.
And then Goldie Hawn ends up getting shot in the stomach. There's this giant hole in her stomach.
I love that movie.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Because you have
got a good
great
mix.
actors in there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a good mix of, of course, comedy and a little bit of horror, because she's walking around with a hole in her stomach, and the special effects are amazing.
Especially for that time.
Yeah. It's where they're, and I think I just realized is both my movies are Bob Zemeckis.
Oh, wow.
Oh, look at that. That's pretty good.
Something I had read about this movie is that, when Meryl Streep was going to read for it, she assumed she'd be playing the part that Goldie Hawn had.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we wanted you to be Madeline Ashton, who's basically her whole thing is she's an awful actress.
Right.
And so it's great.
It's
great Meryl Streep doing that because she's so wonderful.
I love Meryl Streep, man.
She does
she's
a great job.
I feel people give her hell for always being nominated for stuff.
Yeah.
She deserves it.
But she deserves it. Yeah. I love Meryl Streep. She's funny.
She's great.
Everybody plays against what they're normally, known for. Goldie Hawn's always kind of the sweet, innocent, and she's,
and always cute and adorable, and she's just kind of frumpy in parts of this.
Yeah.
And then Bruce Willis.
When he cared.
Bruce
Willis who actually liked acting at that point.
He's very whiny and,
a total wimp, total nerd.
But it just
Ernest?
You wouldn't know it's Bruce Willis.
Yeah, I know.
He looks like he's, even how he looks now, he looks like he's 20 years older in this movie.
Yeah.
But it's got the best triple take in movie history. So if you want to find it, go to YouTube. I think the clip is called Madeline's Revenge. If you look it up, and that's got his triple take.
Yeah,
that's brilliant.
I don't know how he did it.
I know, because we always try to do it.
I know,
and it hurts. Because he does it so quick. It's amazing. Because he looks at the one spot 3 times super quick, and it's just it's insane. Caitlin, give us a try.
No.
Give us a try. She did it, y'all.
No, just
teasing.
I loved this movie so much when it came out that I bought the VHS for $20.
Yeah.
So that's
back when VHSs were $20.
That's dedication.
That is dedication.
But yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Got the Oscar for best visual effects.
Yeah.
By the way.
Look at that.
So.
Yeah, and it remains right now on our DVR, so we can watch it.
We can watch it. And on your DS, we don't like to talk about our DVD version. We like to talk about the DVR.
Yeah, I want it right at my fingertips. If I want to watch this, I want it there.
I want it within a shelf reach. I want to be able to get up and grab it.
I just lay there like Fat Starla and press play.
Fat Starla. None of these people who are listening have seen you, and so they're getting this weird Fat Amy version of you that is not right. So
no, it's not right. I'm brunette.
Oh
dear.
Aww.
Starla, you're not invited next week. Good choice. So guys, in the comment section, let us know your overrated movie of all time, underrated movie of all time. And of course, show your support to the channel, so give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Any final words from anybody?
Bye.
Get out of my living room. Bye, guys. See you next week.